Okay, I think we will just get started. It's now 2 minutes past. So welcome you all to another webinar, which we're having on AWS together with both TD SYNNEX and AWS. We are today having the webinar toward the Nordics, with both partners joining from Finland, Sweden, Denmark, and Norway. And our webinar today is toward how to start your journey and how TD SYNNEX can support you. My name is Hans-Jørgen Jonsrud. I'm a Nordic Strategic Vendor Manager on AWS from TD SYNNEX, located in Norway. And with me, we have Göran, which can present himself and which will kick it off toward the element of why migrate to the cloud with AWS, where we are starting today with webinar. So with that, Göran,
yeah, thanks Hans-Jørgen. So I'm Göran Elander. I'm in the Nordic partner team at AWS based in Stockholm. And this webinar is intended for IT consulting and software companies who either want to enter the cloud market or perhaps expand your cloud offering with AWS. We think you're curious about how to build a profitable business on AWS and also how TD SYNNEX can support you and what are really the practical step-by-step the process to get started. And AWS is growing fast, 27% in Q3 2022 as customers are moving to the cloud. So there is a huge demand for AWS knowledge. So come and grow with us. We prefer to sell via partners, and most of our business is partner-led. And TD SYNNEX, as a distributor, play a key part in accelerating you through our partner program. So for the agenda, I'll start with an overview of AWS, and then Hans-Jørgen will cover how to get started. So I thought I'd go through some of the most common reasons why our customers choose AWS. It has to do with our big head start in the cloud market, the stability of our infrastructure, our philosophy on price, our philosophy on innovation, the enormous toolbox of services ready to use, even for non-experts, and the partner ecosystem. So let's start with our place in the market. There is lots of statistics on our leadership and market share. You know, if you search the web, you will see we are bigger than the second and third hyperscaler put together. But let me just exemplify with a Gartner Magic Quadrant for cloud infrastructure and platform services, where we've been a leader for the last 12 years. So, and moving to operational resiliency, here's the AWS cloud. It spans 99 availability zones within 31 geographic regions around the world. And we already announced plans for 12 more availability zones, Canada, Israel, New Zealand, and Thailand. And then we also have local zones, edge locations, and regional caches in 100 cities around the world. So what is an availability zone? And understanding this, our infrastructure relative to other providers is important, since you will hear the term region and availability zone everywhere. And in AWS, a region is a physical location or a country in the world where we have multiple availability zones. So an AZ. An AZ consists of one or more data centers, and each of them have redundant power, networking, connectivity, and they're housed in separate facilities. And they also exist on isolated fault lines and floodplains and networks and electrical grids to reduce the chance of several failures at once. So we do have a large presence in the Nordics with lots of staff. We opened our first office in Stockholm in 2014, and then Helsinki, Copenhagen, Oslo, and Gothenburg. So this means we are closer to our customers and our partners. We then added, edge locations in the capitals And in December 2018, we launched our AWS infrastructure region with 3 availability zones in Sweden. In late 2022, we opened local zones, which is a sort of a smaller data center in Finland and Denmark, and Norway is coming this year. So we have, thousands of customers in the Nordics. We have Klarna. They went all in on AWS for online shopping. Schibsted use us to reduce their time to market for new services. Norske Bank use AWS for their mobile app. Supercell for Clash of Clans. Scania to keep track of their trucks worldwide. Vivino is the biggest wine community in the world. Finnish Rail uses for predictive maintenance of the trains. Stockholm Public Transport's ticketing system is based on AWS. And then we have lots and lots of small customers and startups. And in addition, understanding that sustainability is something very close to our customers' hearts, we're continuing to invest in sustainability. And so we launched our first renewable energy project outside of the USA with a wind farm in Bäckhammar, Sweden. And we're also working with a municipality of Katrineholm, where one of our availability zones is located, to upgrade the town's stormwater infrastructure and creating a new wetland, supporting with $4 million from us. And generally, we're on a path to powering our operations with 100% renewable energy by 2025. So, and then going on, we do have the most experience running public clouds. We've been doing it the longest, and we have the most customers. So as Andy Jassy, the Amazon CEO, said, there's no compression algorithm for experience. We've learned from experience how challenges occur as our customers grow their cloud usage. And we've been able to build our services to cater there to all these needs. And when looking at operational excellence, you can see our high resiliency as an example. Year over year, we have really, really low downtime. Here are the numbers for all of 2022, where we had 1/3 of the disruption hours of the next provider. So another manifestation of our operational excellence is security. We support the most the important security standards and compliance certifications, including GDPR. And having this in place before you start your work is good, since you will satisfy the compliance requirements for virtually every regulatory agency around the globe. And you can always encrypt the data for added security. And moving on to the long-term value as the reason why customers choose AWS. We believe we're a bit peculiar because we believe price reductions are a normal part of business. AWS is built on the culture of value. So we work every day to take costs out of our own cost structure and then pass those savings back to our customers in the form of lower prices. And it's easy to lower prices. It's much harder to afford lowering prices. And we really work hard at this within Amazon Retail and AWS and all our businesses. And it's interesting to see that we see that customers use the savings for new projects. And that's where partner consultancy is needed. Another example since the launch of S3 intelligent tiering a few years ago, we've saved our customers $750 million. And that's where we automatically move data to infrequent access or archive tiers, which are cheaper. And there are more examples. Our Graviton processor gives up to 40% better price performance compared to x86-based instances. And a database like Amazon Aurora costs 1/10 of a commercial database. So about innovation, This slide shows how fast we innovate. We launch more and more services and features every year, with 3,377 last year. And beyond this pace, another thing that's really sets us apart is our customer centricity. So 90% of what we build is driven by what customers tell us they want. And the other 10% is sort of from reading between the lines what they want and inventing on their behalf. Another peculiar thing is that we design our own silicon. So AWS Compute is powered by our Nitro system. So our hypervisor enables us to start VMs quickly, scale clusters of containers or serverless functions. The Nitro security chip gives confidentiality without extra development or extra hardware. And our Nitro cards offload a lot of software needs to dedicated hardware. So that leaves you more CPU and memory for your workload. And as I said, another example of custom silicon is our Graviton processors running ARM, giving a 40% better price performance. And moving on to services, I mean, we have the most breadth and depth of any cloud provider. And I know this slide is hard to read, but it's actually the one that got me interested in AWS because there are so many possibilities. We offer much more than core services like storage and compute. Customers typically start to look at the cloud to cut costs, but they quickly see that the platform allows for innovation and digital transformation of their core business, giving competitive advantages. So when you've moved workloads to the cloud, the fun begins for you and the customer. And here you can think what areas you have competence in. Is it security? Is it analytics, data lakes? Is it AI ML? Is it IoT? Or what you want to be famous for in the future? What do you want to focus on? We have a ready-made contact center solution. We have AI ML tools that don't require you to be a data scientist. We have video streaming. We have 15 purpose-built databases. We have containers, et cetera, et cetera. So pick and choose what your offering will be. And TD SYNNEX has ready-made offerings so you can get going quickly. So moving to the ecosystem as a reason customers choose AWS. I mean, as we grow 25–30% per year, partners are also joining at a fast pace. So we have hundreds of new partners per year joining just in the Nordics. And it's because IT is moving to the cloud. We're only at the beginning, only 10–15% of all the workloads are in the cloud. So it's still day one, it's still early. Most of it is yet to come. So we need more partners. And then as an ending here, another way to describe the AWS value is to look at research here from the Hackett Group. So what can the reasons be for migrating on-premise IT to the cloud? Well, here are some of the reasons, and you see the outcomes on the right. So in essence, we take care of the undifferentiated heavy lifting of just keeping the lights on, so staff can focus on creating competitive strengths for their customer or for their organization or their company. So another reason for moving is that security is the top priority for customers. And it is job zero for us. We build security into all our services. It's not just an add-on. And then often customers come to a point where they have to decide if to buy new hardware and software. And this is a great time to move. And another reason, you can even consolidate or close down data centers while you're at it. Another reason for moving is transforming your core business with all the ready-to-use services. I mean, for example, if you have a retail customer who needs forecasting, you can actually use the same forecasting software that we developed for retail Amazon, where we use this software to move stock between warehouses even before customers place their orders. And this is available for our partners and customers to use. And of course, you can go global in minutes since we have regions all around the world. And so who can help you get started with all this? Well, TD SYNNEX. We really see TD SYNNEX as an extended arm of the AWS partner program. You can, for example, be up and running in weeks, billing your customers for their AWS consumption. This will earn you margin and create stickiness to your customers. And to enable your consultancy business, TD SYNNEX can help train your staff and advance you through the partner tiers. And to create leads, they can help with customer campaigns. They also have a team of experts who can assist in really complex migrations. So now Hans-Jørgen will take you through the steps to get started. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Göran. Thank you. Yes, I will definitely take you through the steps how TD SYNNEX can support you in building your AWS business. But before I do that, if you look in the chat, Ante, my Nordic BDM, has placed a link toward a place where you can place anonymously some questions you might have if you don't want to put them in the chat directly. So we will try to answer your questions either within the webinar or afterwards, but we will definitely try to look at it. So just ask questions toward what Göran just presented, if you have something toward that, or when you are listening to me toward how TD SYNNEX can support you. So with that, let's see. I will share my screen. We have built an ebook toward driving you through how to build and grow your business, to show at a high level the kind of programs, resources, systems we have in place, which are available for you as a partner. As you can see, this ebook has Norway at the top. It's an ebook made for Sweden, Denmark, Finland, and Norway. And it's also a one built for Europe in general. But toward this ebook, we will go through it and have a glance at the different areas, not go deeply, but within the time we have, we will look at some areas. Start here. We're getting into the first page, showing off our local BDM in Norway, which are Ahmed. And the Swedish and Danish and Finnish ebook will show off the local BDM at the top. We also show some general information on the first page, and we are recommending that you're taking a kind of a cloud assessment in order to understand your cloud maturity level. It takes all like 10 to 15 minutes, and it will give you probably a glance of and thoughts about where you are as of today and what you might consider moving forward in order to succeed as fast as possible in the cloud. And we also are showing off Alberto, our EMEA lead toward the public area. As you know, AWS is divided into both the commercial area and the public area. And as Göran is a part of the public area, but also supporting AWS in general. So we have Alberto toward EMEA supporting the local BDM. But use the local BDM and get started with that person. That's the easiest way to move forward. The ebook is built up of 6 areas toward getting started. Sign up, get access, the Cloud Practice Builder framework, get trained and certified, which are really important in order to understand how to use all the tools you have available from AWS. Deploy your first AWS service or solution and how we can support you doing that. And build your revenue stream, which means placing ACE opportunities, showing off the kind of opportunities you have in the marketplace in order to get the needed support and to secure margin and so on. And we will get into that. So we'll start up with a sign up area. Towards signing up. First of all, you need to have an account with the TD SYNNEX as a partner. And if you do not have that, you will need to go into the link on A. become a reseller. You will then get into, just a second, this is a worldwide site. And for example, if you belong to Norway, you will click on Norway, and the same for all the countries. And you will have the choice of become a partner. And you just fill out the application and the needed supporting material, and it will be handled within a few days. Going back to the page, then you have sign up and you are a partner of the TD SYNNEX. Then you need to have a registered account at AWS. It's as simple as getting an account with TD SYNNEX. You just pull the button, register for an APN, Amazon Partner Network account, which are where you're getting registered. On this site at the AWS APN part, you will see a video showing the steps you need to take, and it's pretty easy. And you just get started, and let's get started button, the blue one at the bottom. And it just some information you need to fill out, and you will be a registered partner and have done your first step toward starting your business with AWS. After you have done that, you need to choose the kind of path you are having and the kind of partner level you are planning to have with AWS. So when you click on this button, which are called the service partner, which are actually just one of 5 choices you're having. But most of you, 90% or plus of you, will actually choose the service path, and I will explain you why. When you click on that, you will be taken down to the areas of choice. You can be a part of you can choose the software path, the hardware path, the service path, the training path, or the distribution path. Well, most of you cannot choose the distribution path, then you have to be a distributor. Like worldwide, TD SYNNEX is 1 out of 20 distributors worldwide having that path. But you will probably choose the service path, which are for organizations and partners doing consulting, professional managed, and value-added resale services. And this is definitely where you would like to start with 90% plus of you. And based on that, you're choosing the service path. You are aiming to step up from registered partner level to one of the partner levels of choice. And probably you'll be happy with getting up to the select partner level tier, but you can also aim toward the next level, which are advanced, which give you some advantage of doing that, or toward Premier if you are a really big partner. But most of our partners are happy to do the first step, to be select first, and then moving toward advanced. And we will show you how to do that. So by that, you have chosen the path, and you are aware, and you have the focus of becoming, for example, a select partner. After that, you have done the registration and you have chosen the path, and you need to connect your AWS account toward TD SYNNEX in order for us to work with you. And that is firstly done on this second button, AWS Distribution Registration Form. This is connecting your account toward TD SYNNEX, so we actually can work with you. And it is a small document showing off that. It shows the step you're just done. You're registering yourself, and you're now doing the connecting your AWS account toward TD SYNNEX on this form. And after that, you're going to sign up toward TD SYNNEX's platform in order to take that into use when handling AWS. And I will give you some reason for doing that on the next slide. Firstly, filling out this one. And you're just take it up and fill it in with your legal name, your representative name, the email address, the kind of partner type you are choosing, which are normally consulting, and the partner tier you are aiming toward, which probably will be select firstly, and your APN ID from your registered from your registration. And after that, you're clicking off no for most of those, probably if you do not have some AWS business running as of today. But if you have some AWS accounts with some of your end customers, you might also have some business support or basic developer or business support link to one of those accounts, and hopefully you have most business support toward it, because that is the kind of support level you should aim at having at most of your accounts. And if you have that, you will fill in the 12-digit number of that single account you're having and those accounts you're having, and just save it and send it to your local BDM at TD SYNNEX, which will handle it and make sure that you are connecting your account. After that, you are signing up toward TD SYNNEX Streamline IAM platform, which are a platform which make it easier for you to have a dashboard, to do the reporting, to do billing in an efficient way, to make sure that your end customer can get access, seeing exactly what they need to see toward the dashboard of their AWS consumption, and why they are paying a certain amount in an easier glance than they would have directly with AWS. And that whole platform has a lot of elements towards securing the right margin for you as a partner, which will be shown when we are doing a live presentation for you after you have signed up. And the platform itself is at no cost for you. So by moving forward, you have now actually signed up, connecting your account. You have signed up toward TD SYNNEX Streamline IAM platform in order to have the tool to handle your AWS business, and you're now ready to really work with the TD SYNNEX and AWS in order to move forward and building your business. And we have a lot of resources, both in the Nordics and in EMEA, to support you doing exactly that. And it all starts with the work you're doing together with a local BDM, which is your main contact. But we have programs toward the platform, toward assessments, toward different steps to take in order to make sure that you are up and running as fast as possible. You will for sure get a demo toward the platform by our solution architect or a solutions expert. We will drive you through click-to-run solutions and elements we're having toward making sure that you can build a service catalog and figure out what you should be known for. It's a process called we're working backwards, and it's something called Super 6, which we're working toward, which are a focus. We have the focus of seeing what should you be known for, which areas are the most common ones which you might consider, and what kind of training and certifications and webinars should you attend in order to get the needed knowledge. And toward that, we also can set up workshops together with our experts in order to tune it and make sure that you succeed as fast as possible. We also have a lot of TD SYNNEX services, both professional and managed services, which we can present for you and make sure that you can step up and be efficient as fast as possible without having the manpower yourself. And finally, toward TD SYNNEX competency, competency on AWS, which we can support you on, and toward making your first deals in the market to follow you hand by hand if you need that. We have a team of center of excellence, we have a factory team, we have different teams which can support you all the way. And toward that, we're calling that a fast track to succeed with AWS. And to go in depth to that, we'll do that in a separate call. You need to do some training and certifications in order to become a select partner, which are the first level, and in order to succeed with AWS. And I will by then show you a few slides out of this ebook toward that. Then get back to the ebook. Toward Accelerate to Select. It is a few elements you need to do in order to fulfill it. And you have 12 months after you have connected an AWS account with TD SYNNEX to fulfill it. So that should be enough time for you without having to push your own employees too much. But the faster you do it, the faster you succeed, that's for sure. You have to do a couple of accreditations, which are web-based accreditations, and I will show you where to take them. It takes only 3 to 4 hours, and it's taken by 2 individuals, 2 accreditations toward business and 2 toward technical. It gives you the needed knowledge to what actually AWS is, toward walking around on their APN portal, toward how you are taking into use different aspects from AWS and things you need to know. Toward the technical accreditation, you are also taken into the configurator and those elements which you need to get started. On the top of the accreditations, you are taking by two persons a foundational certification, which are only a one-day training, which are web-based, and an exam, which you are taking by those persons. And the third one is some technical certified individuals. You need to have two of those, and I will also point out which one that is. And finally, you need to launch opportunities. AWS is focused toward having you as a partner with happy end customers and making sure that you are supporting your end customers the best way possible. By that, they are demanding that you are placing ACE opportunities in their portal to get visibility toward the progress you're having and to make sure that you are getting the needed support, both from AWS and for sure also from TD SYNNEX. It might also give you some POC, that means funding toward some progress you might have. It might also secure that you are getting some extra margin on a lot of your business for 24 months to go by placing those ACE opportunities, and I will get into that also. So within 12 months, you need to place at least 3 launch opportunities and get those approved by AWS for a minimum of $1,500 in monthly run rate. That is not a lot, and in my mind, if you're not reaching $1,500 in monthly run rate by those accounts, it's not you're not doing the right stuff. Then we need to think together and do something differently. So the elements toward becoming a full-fledged select is not a lot, and it's a few steps, and we are guiding you all the way. As I mentioned, you have to choose the path, and the path is the service path you are starting with all probability. And when you sign up toward the service path, you are in that area of AWS where you can also, if you're saying, well, I also would like to be a part of the hardware path or maybe also the software path, that is fine without paying any extra fee. You will be able to sign up toward additional path, at least the hardware and software path. Toward the training path, you have the amendment and the right qualifications, and toward the distribution path, you need to be a distributor. But toward the service, hardware and software, you can start it right away, but you will probably choose the service path. And while signing up and connecting your account, you are in the position of getting a margin from day one, even when you're not full-fledged select partner. So you have 12 months to fulfill that, but you are getting the margin. And the margin will grow as you grow the business. So when you are starting with a 3% base discount on the accounts you are linking. So with that, for example, you have an end customer which are paying a certain price based on the list price they see on the website. You will, as a partner, immediately, without charging an additional cost for your end customer, having 3% margin immediately. But for sure, to have an increase to say to your end customer that you are just putting 3, 4, 5, or 10% on the top in order to secure that they're having the right AWS accounts up and running. That is very normal, but without doing that, you have some nice margin. You have in the base margin of 3%. On the top of that, when you're doing ACE opportunities, and if you have getting that accepted and approved by AWS as a pod, partner original discount, which you can probably get on a 90% plus of your ACE opportunities, you will get additional 5% toward your business. Then you have 8% as a minimum margin toward your accounts before you put on some pricing on the top of the list price. If you are moved and are enrolled toward an advanced partner level, you will also get 4% on top of that toward having a competency. A competency is that you're showing off that you have some expertise within an industry, within a solution, or a mix of that. And by building building a competency and showing that off at AWS and getting that accepted. When being an advanced partner, you will have a minimum of 12% toward the usage. So either 8 or 12% as a minimum. When you grow your business, you will get better prices, as AWS has been doing price reductions for the last 16 years, and a lot of those. As you grow the business and get more end customers connected, you will also get better pricing toward the solutions, which will come on the top of those 8% or 12%. On the top of the usage, you will for sure make sure that your partner are having a support plan connected to their accounts. And we always suggest that you're connecting the business support toward their accounts. That will give you an additional 7% toward the usage. So, and we have lots of additional tools for you to increase your margin further. But this is a pretty nice start, I think. Toward driving the business, and before we get into what kind of certifications you are taking and where you are to take them, we are supporting you. We are having a kind of a fast track model, which we are showing here, toward the specialized. That means skilling up, that means taking the accreditations and certifications, and you definitely have the chance of fulfilling that in 6 to 8 weeks, and we will guide you. After you have done that, you have a launch period in order to get business up and running. And we have, as TD SYNNEX, both programs toward migration, which I will get into, toward well-architected review and support you with that, and making a ticket toward AWS. We have the amendment to support you with that. When you have an exciting case, which you would like to go deeper into and do a deep assessment through well-architected review, and so on, and toward more different progress we're having to speed it up. Click to run is one of them, which are solutions we have in our platform available for you in order to build a solution as fast as possible. And on top of that, we have the local BDMs and Nordic BDMs to support you in building a business plan and progress in the partner, taking into use our center of excellence, our factory team, and doing the right steps together with AWS in order to move forward. Okay, by that, I will move back to the ebook. We're now moving into the certification area. TD SYNNEX has an academy toward that. And when you click on TD SYNNEX Academy, we are showing off a site where you have the pricing in the local currency toward taking certifications. On the left side, if you choose one of those areas, you will see certifications you can do and the pricing and so on. And on the right side, I have a document called Acceleration, Certification, and Workshops. And when you are clicking into that document, you will see a pretty nice document showing off how you can actually, why you should take the certifications and the certifications you need to take to empower your team, to expand your knowledge, to increase your cloud skills, to improve your agility, to gain competitive edge. That is just a few of them. And as I showed, you need to take some accreditations. And the one you need to take, one toward business, it takes about 3.5 to 4 hours with a 20 multiple choice at the end. It is for free and it is mandatory. And it's on that link. And the same for technical. It's for free. A technical training takes about the same time, about 3.5 to 4 hours. It's on that link. Further, you need to take some foundations and certifications. Some are for free or some has a fee. Some are mandatory, some are recommended. And when you move downward to cloud practitioner, which are the foundational certification, it's an online training you are taking, which takes a day. And you have a fee toward taking the exam itself. It's not a lot. It is, as you will see when you click on the link, it's a little fee of $100, and it takes about 90 minutes. So in TD Academy, you will see the needed trainings you have to take, and you can look at that document and the links, and you can click on that to see the workshops we have set up at the TD SYNNEX, which you also can sign up to board at a very low price when you are tuning your service offerings. Further, we are supporting you in deploying your first solutions to have something to offer the market. And with our click-to-run solutions, some information on this site, and we have different webinars toward getting deeper into the area. And it's divided into core infrastructure, some click-to-run solutions for data protection, some for application modernization. If you, for example, click on core infrastructure, you will see 3 of them toward virtual machines, toward storage with S3 and so on. And you can go deeper into it to have a glance to see the solution and toward the AWS website to get additional information. And when you have done that, you can confront our local VDM, which will set you up toward our Nordic architect, and which can go through it with you and see how we can support you and do the training on the solution itself. And the same goes for the other areas. If moving forward, we also are supporting you through the migration. And migration is definitely one of the areas we are focusing on. And toward migration, AWS is having a program called MAP, Migration Acceleration Program, which are a migration program which TD SYNNEX has the amendment to support you on, which will secure a lot of margin for you when doing migrations. So, for example, if you're having a small migration from $1 toward $250, you can click on that one and to see the kind of support you can get, like this one, up to 50% post-migration annual run rate in cash. So you will get cash immediately to support the cost of doing the migration together with TD SYNNEX. If you go into the mid-size, $250 to $500,000 annual run rate, you will also get additional margin when you are on the mobilized phase, which are one of the milestones. 20% of the total amount, which are a lot in that phase, in cash. And when you have done the final migration and the milestones are met, you will get additional 50% toward the post-migration of the annual run rate. So it is a lot of margin toward it, and we will support you doing that. You just need to contact the local BDM, and we will support you. And to wrap up some of them, toward the assessment, some information, which we are supporting you with and having a program, and which have some milestones toward how we are supporting you the whole way. Toward MAP, which I just mentioned, toward real architecture review, which we had a webinar on last week, and toward management in the cloud, also some information toward that. And like management in the cloud, that is toward Cloud Express, and it has some SLAs and a set pricing, which you can build a service catalog around. And at the end, we mentioned that it is important that you place ACE opportunities in the APN portal in order to get visibility, secure margin, get support, and so on. And to do that, it is a link below this one. How do I submit an AWS validated opportunity is below that link. And when you click on the link, you will see a nice document toward taking you through the steps. And one important element is when you have placed more than 10 ACE opportunities within 12 months, you are in the position of getting leads directly from AWS also. So it is a lot of advantages by doing so. So you're just following the steps. It's easy. And when you have fulfilled it and got it approved, it's important that you also share the opportunity, which are in below number 9, to share it with TD SYNNEX. Here in 7, I mean. The important sharing it with TD SYNNEX. And you're also doing that in the ACE portal. So just use the document in order to know how to use, how to place opportunities, and we will support you all the way. That was what I was thinking of going through toward the ebook without going deeper. I will refer to our webinar series which we're having, and hope that you are attending the next webinars. We're having a webinar next week on the storage gateway, which are pretty exciting, and several more webinars which are on the landing page, which you also should sign up toward. And by that, let's see if we are having some questions toward it. I cannot see any in the chat area. No questions is referred to by Ante, either in the other tool either. So by that, I would like to see if Göran, do you have any final things you would like to mention?
I was just I love this ebook. It's so clear the steps you need to take and to really accelerate you to build a profitable business on AWS. And just follow the steps, and welcome to us as one of our partners. There's lots to do out there, both in public sector and private sector. So thank you so much.
Thank you all. So hope to see you soon. Bye-bye.